Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's doing fantastic. I'm doing pretty good. And just want to tell you a little bit about today's episode. We got Gonkdroid, aka Tony, who works at Gonktoys, owns Gonktoys, actually. And he works at Jakks Pacific. So, a pretty crazy dude. Profanity abound, I mean, no question. And so, again, just a warning in case you had little kids. Don't don't share this with them, please. And also, spoiler alert for Mandalorian episode 3 of the new season, just in case you haven't watched it, because we talk a little bit about it. And yeah, so we got a little crazy, but a pretty awesome story on how he started Gonktoys just a couple of months ago and where it's got to. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And yeah, also Tony is pretty much insane. So I love you, Tony. Anyways, guys, enjoy the episode. And without further ado, I like saying that. Tony, aka Gonkdroid. That's perfect. Tony's at Mitt. Where's my website? I got this up.
It's Friday the 13th, motherfucker. Ow! Jason motherfucking Voorhees in the house, son. Fuck this podcast. Let's do some real shit.
This motherfucker I love it. Hey, let's keep this PG. This is for kids too, okay?
Swear?
What was that? What was that?
Swear, I gotta be good, right? Professional, Tony?
You know, fuck, shit. You know.
Just no pussy cunts.
Yes, please, because otherwise I'll get demonetized. I won't make any money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I would appreciate it if you can keep it at the professional.
Okay, sweet.
Is that cool? And I'm also classy right now. I'm drinking wine, so I need you to cool down. Okay?
I just did a bunch of cocaine. No, I did a bunch of Perrier water, and I'm really excited to start off. I want to start off because it's Friday the 13th. We're in this.
You're so excited right now, bro. Good, goddamn.
I miss you. I just gotta say. I'll say that for the pod, though.
Yeah, I miss you. I miss Tuna. We had fun, man. I miss Jose.
I miss all you guys. How's it
it's-
look back here? Does it look okay?
Oh yeah, you're looking good, man. You're looking good.
Cable's a little weird, but
You know, I mean, it's not as good as my display, but it's
No,
all right.
no.
It's all right.
it'll do the trick right now.
Now, question: do you have a like an advertising deal with Perrier water, or that's just
No, I just only drink that.
Oh, okay. So you pee like bubbled water.
I pee carbonate. I just carbonated pee.
See, I knew this shit was gonna be fucking hilarious. I love it. I love
Wait,
it.
did we start already?
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Oh shit, we started.
Uh-huh.
Oh damn. All right, then we're on.
It's a rap, son. This is like I invite you. It's done.
You know, normally when you start a podcast, everybody's like, "Oh, here, tell us a little bit about yourself." But you know what? Hell no. 'Cause I already know everything there is about you, and you're just a beautiful man.
I appreciate that.
Beautiful man. So what's up?
Not much, man. Just chilling, you know, doing this whole podcast shit, which I am enjoying the crap out of it. And I appreciate your time, by the way. Thank you so much for coming on here.
Oh, dude, I've been wanting to do this with you forever. I remember you talked about this at Comic-Con a few years back.
2016,
and,
baby.
Yeah, and it was just like, the idea's been there, and you finally did it. I'm just so excited about it. And I'm excited that you even thought to ask me, because I'm just, you know, I'm out there. It's like, what do you want to, who knows this guy? Who wants to deal with this guy right here, you know? I'll take this off. I'll take this, or should I put it back on?
I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Hey, listen, if I have to composite a mask on you when people like complain on the comments, then I'll just do that.
Well, just copy this and you can just put it on.
Exactly. Thank you. Just okay, perfect. I already got it. I can do that
Friday
with
the 13th.
After Effects.
I'm so excited.
I know, dude. How fucking crazy is that? Friday the 13th in 2020. I mean, can it get any better?
It can. I mean, this is the best year of all time, right?
Hands
Dude,
down.
So get this. I was in Big Bear all week, and I knew that it was Friday the 13th, and I was like, I have to bring a Jason mask. Like, how could I not be in
Obviously.
Big Bear, in the cabin in the woods, and not have like on the lake, like not have a freaking Jason mask? So
Obviously.
It was just it had to happen. It had to happen. And then obviously it's like I got here today and I was like it's like I had fun last night dressed as Jason, but it's like today's actually the night Friday the 13th, so it's like I want to have a little bit more fun. So that's why I'm wearing the mask.
So
And
I
this is probably
appreciate it.
it's not gonna air today, but
Nah. Well,
no.
hey. Well, it's 9 o'clock my time. I can probably hustle the edit out, and
Oh,
so it's you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna
all
sleep
right.
tonight. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'll try
Fuck
not
it.
to. I'll try not to be boring, and I'll try to keep this up nice, fast paced, so that way, like, there's nothing to cut. That way, we're
Uh,
just straightforward,
oh,
straight doing it.
so I don't cut anything. I
Oh, you
don't cut
don't? Even
when I
better.
when I when I say editing, it's like I have to bring what I'm recording on Zoom, what I'm recording on my camera here, what I'm recording my audio in to and then I have to put it like a lower third with like Tony Medina, fucking Gonktoys, Jakks Pacific, or whatever the fuck I'm gonna put at the bottom,
Vintage
and,
Star Wars Club, Jakks
and
Pacific, Gonktoys.
all the shit. So and that's it, whatever we talk here, that's it.
Yeah,
Unless, of
yeah.
course, you pop out a goddamn NDA. You're like, yo, we can't talk about this shit, so you have to fucking edit that shit out. And then I'll be like, I didn't sign anything, bitch.
That's normally what we have to do when
Like,
we hang out.
every time I hang out with this guy, he brings out the paperwork, little pen.
My lawyer's contacting you. NDAs are being signed.
All I see
people
is
are
this.
getting.
I'm like, okay, NDA. If
Yeah.
dicks come out, you can't say anything. No pictures taken. Cocaine comes out, you are able to sniff only once. Otherwise, you have to pay. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
That's
what
the
happens.
second one. That's where the money comes in. You get the taste. It's like my acrylic company. It's like I give you one, but you're gonna want more. Get you hooked.
Exactly. Which by the way, you just brought it up. Let's talk about it. You have an acrylic case company. Talk to me about this.
So okay, my goal for a while was like I always want to start like a little side project. I know as you know me for the years, every year, like every summer, I do like a cool project. I'm like this year I did skateboards. The year before that, I did Vintage Star Wars Club, which is a project that's always ongoing. We do shirts every year, and then the Dark Sliders with Leighton Dyer, we did skateboards and T-shirts and stuff like that. So last year I was doing reselling vintage Star Wars toys. When I first started like my Instagram account, people were always like, "Oh, you have all these extras. You should start like reselling all your toys. You're out there hunting all the time. I'm finding things." And so I made a store online and I started reselling it. And then over the years it kind of progressed and became like little side businesses and side projects every year. So last year Gonktoys was born, which I was doing like reselling. I was doing apparel, and the idea came up because we were actually I was looking to find acrylic cases for my vintage Star Wars action figures. So I'm a massive vintage Star Wars collector, and everything I saw online was just kind of crappy and just kind of like it just wasn't for me. And pricing and everything, I was just like, this is kind of weird. Like I feel like I could make like a better design almost and do this. So with my experience obviously working for toy companies and doing collecting everything, I'm kind of pretty thorough when it comes to making something. So the goal is I said, you know what, like what's stopping me from just making them for myself? So as the process started, I started making things for myself, and then I realized it was like, me and my friend Romeo were like, wow, these are really good. We should probably incorporate this into Gonktoys and just make this like the business. And it was kind of like a little bit of an accident. Like it was just, I don't know, it just kind of like the idea was there. January came, my buddy Leighton was in town. I brought it up to him because he's, we did like the Dark Sliders. He owns Muckmouth, him and his brother. So he's like a big skateboarder. We always collaborate together on projects and stuff. And he's just like, dude, you got to do this. Like, why the hell not? And then Romeo was like, dude, you got to do it. RPGLA, you always see him with the mustache.
Yeah.
You love him. He's like, dude, we gotta knock this out. Like, what's stopping us? And then February comes. I'm like, all right, let's start the process. All of a sudden, the pandemic hits.
Fucking A.
But I mean, my stuff, I'm designing everything, and then I'm having everything made overseas in factories. So the thing was, it's like the pandemic hit over there, and you couldn't really do anything because they're shut down, they're locked down. So it gave me an opportunity though, because I was able to start sourcing factories, starting to design, and I found someone that I actually really got along with over there, and we started working back and forth overnight. Like what would be 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. here is like 8 in the morning over there in Hong Kong, China. So basically, I'd be up till like 5 a.m. working with them all night designing, but the thing is, since their factories are closed, I was able to work directly with like the main, designer, foreman over there in China, like the main person who runs it. And we were able to come up with some ideas, and he would make some samples. We'd go back and forth, send them back and forth, through mail, since I think, what was that? May.
Mm-hmm.
May was when we were like, screw it, let's do it. So we manufactured a couple thousand acrylics and then just pushed them over here, and they just kind of blew up. And originally the goal was to do just like cases for like, just like vintage Star Wars figures, like an AB case, which is like a slimmer depth. And then we had like the B case, which is a bigger depth, for like the bigger figures. And we did a C, which is going to be for the even bigger figures, like a Man-O-Man, like a Morning Guard, and then some other figures. And then we're like, all right, well, let's make risers. And then all of a sudden we started making risers, the 4 tiers. And I was like, let's make the 2 tiers. And I was like, let's redesign the peg stand. Let's do some like Apple shit. Let's fucking Steve Jobs this shit up. So then like the idea was like, okay, what the fuck's out there right now? And it's like these little round peg stands that you put the fucking figure in, and then if you put the figure in, you're like, he's back here, like even though it's round, and then the other figure's like close in the back. And we're like, this is fucking stupid. Like why is this like the standard right now? So then the idea was like, all right, let's make acrylic peg stands. Like fuck plastic. Let's make acrylic so that way they're weighted. And then the idea was like, all right, I'm a vintage Star Wars collector with the Vintage Star Wars Club behind us because I have Vintage Star Wars Club. All Vintage Star Wars collectors, like they're not catered to. They get these little fucking round ones that make their collection look like shit. So the goal is like, all right, let's do this. Let's make a square acrylic stand, but we'll take all like 100 Star Wars figures and we'll figure out the placement to put them so they're perfectly centered. So the goal was, now let's get 3 different stands. So 3 different stands now would be 1 A, B, and C. So A figures are like maybe 50 figures will fit stand A, and that'll make them perfectly centered. B, same thing. C, same thing. So now we kind of took the peg stand, redesigned how peg stands work. So now they're for perfect centering as opposed to being like one universal that makes everything look like shit. And now that they're weighted, it's a lot easier to put them on top. So that way they're not
just
like
not
wobbling and falling over and shit. So that was the goal. And then like we took the actual like Kenner like sizing, that they used off their play sets to make the actual peg stands so that they fit Kenner made, to make it exactly for these stands. So it's like, sweet, now we have this stupid freaking idea that's just driving us crazy. It's like, it was like, damn it, I just wanted to make like a few fucking cases for us, and now it's like turning into a fucking business. But no, I mean, it's funny because like everybody loves it, but it's like, now we have this, and it was like, all right, 2 cases, and then we do a show, and everybody's like, oh, this is great. Can you do Masters of the Universe? Can you do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Can you do Thundercats? Can you do Jurassic Park? And it was like, fuck. It's like, fuck, really? Like, they were like, we love your cases. We love your stamps. We love your risers. Like, these are the best out there. That's what we're being told, I don't know. I'm biased.
You're not just struggling your coquito,
I swear to God, I'm not. I'm not. This is what people are saying, not me. I'm biased. I think everything I do sucks. So you know that. I'm the worst. I don't even want to be on Instagram. I post my collection.
I don't want to be Instagram.
I'm like, stay away from me. Stay away from me.
But don't.
I know.
That's what he does.
Stop. Leave me alone. Yeah. And then it was just like, crap. Like, all right. And then came home, started designing that night, and then within like a week, I have like prototypes sent here, and I'm like, holy crap!
Wow.
Like I could do this. This is easy. So I contact a bunch of the people that were like, hey, are you like, here, give us your information. We'll let you know if we're gonna do it. I'm like, I promise you, I'm gonna do it. They're like, okay, yeah, we hear you just gonna, people say they're gonna do things, they don't do it. So we had it done within that month. So then I had Masters of the Universe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Thundercats, Jurassic Park cases in, and then people are like, oh, can you do Black Series 40th anniversary? We're like, yes, we can do that. And then it was like, can you do Beetlejuice? Can you do Robin Hood? Can you do X-Men, like Toy Biz 90? Like, can you do all these damn freaking lines? And it was just like, holy shit. It's like, we just wanted to do like a simple thing for the Vintage Star Wars Club guys. And now it's like, everybody's coming at us. And it's awesome because it's like, I'm revisiting lines that when I was a kid that I used to buy, but I never collected. And then now it's like, I'm rebuying those toys, but I'm rebuying like my favorite ones to put in the cases that I'm making and I'm taking photos of. So that's like another thing. Like when you see, like I take a picture or something, like everybody's like, why do you have like April O'Neil in like a Ninja Turtle case? And I'm like, well, April O'Neil was like my favorite character when I was a little kid because she was hot. Like that's how I remember as a little kid. I was like, hell yeah, April O'Neil. So, and then it was like Batman animated series. Like, why didn't you put Batman? I was like, oh, I put the Joker because I love the Joker. I love the bad guy. It's like, so kind of like I'm rebuying like some of like my favorite figures when I was a kid, like even Masters Universe, like Adam, Prince Adam, because I think it's like the funniest fucking like
He is,
action figure.
dude.
It's so fucking lame. Like I love it. So I put him in there, and then people like, I'm working. Leighton Dyer is my as an art director for Gonktoys, so he does like all the graphics and everything for us. And he's big in the industry. He deals with like skateboarding. He does Muck Mouth, and he's just an incredibly talented guy. So we have a common interest that we both really love the character Teak. Teak from Battle for Endor, the Ewok movie. Like,
Oh, I know, dude. You have so many. I know.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
And we're so obsessed with Teak. So then it was like, all right, like, you know what? We might as well start putting these in stores, these cases. So we found like a bunch of stores that wanted them, and then we realized it was like, what's the point of like, here, I got one right here. You take like an acrylic case. Mm-hmm. This is a new case. There's a new case that's coming up, by the way. But you take an acrylic case and you put it in a storefront. Like, what do you see? You see through
nothing.
it. It's nothing. And then like the idea I had was like, well, I come from marketing background, designing stuff. So it was like, that's just product placement right there. That's like we made a card back with Teak. We made our own action figure card back with Teak, and then we decided like, let's put all of our action figures and all of our cases and everything on the back. So we like it's a marketing spot.
Yeah.
It's a card back, so you can go into a store, see what it actually looks like, what your figure would look like, kind of get an idea that what will match inside there, and then turn around, you see all the other products and stuff and how to contact Gonktoys. It's like people have come up to me and they've been like, oh, I bought the eBay acrylic case, and I didn't like it. And I'm like, the eBay acrylic case? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, is there a brand to it?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. They're like, no, it's see-through
just a random
case, and I bought it on eBay. And it's like, well, what the fuck is that? Like, how do you determine like marketing or like your branding? So then the idea was like, I love the Gonktoys seal that we did, and here's one right here. So the goal was to put the here, this will look better. So you can see the camera. So like we have our have our seal etched on the side of our cases, so people can even like determine like, hey, here's a case, like here's a riser. This came from Gonktoys, and they're not like, oh, it's the eBay case. You know what I mean? What the fuck is that? So
the eBay case.
That was just like a really fun thing to do. And then my one friend Hugo on here. We're really big Back to the Future fans, like really, really big Back to the Future fan. I don't really post too much about it because my accounts are mainly like Star Wars, yeah, like that. Like we were joking that I should make like I have vintage Star Wars stuff. It'd be Back to the Future Club, like or stuff or something. I don't know, something stupid like that. But it's not. I'll probably get bored one night and it'll fucking happen. And then so the idea, he's like, hey man, like what about the plutonium? Like, have you seen the plutonium that we made?
Yes, I did.
So here, I have one right here. So this is the plutonium we made for Gonktoys. So this is technically like the first toy
that you guys made,
case, like prop. So this is actually really cool. I'm opening
now. Is that officially licensed, or is that like just
no? Because everything we're doing right now is through Anvil. So we have partnerships with Anvil, who are the original case manufacturer. So that's another story I'll tell you right here. But I'll show you the product really quick just to kind of give you an idea. So I made this. Actually, my friend Hugo kind of pushed me to do it. I've been really wanting to make this for like forever.
For those of you listening, he's opening up the plutonium they use in the goddamn movie right now. He made this shit.
I found the guy who bought the original prop off an auction, like the original one. And so I contacted, his name's Alexander, super, super cool dude. And I told him what the idea was. And he was really kind enough to be like, dude, like, want me to give you some measurements? And I was like, yes, please. If you could give me just a few, because I designed it based off what I thought it looked like in the film. And he gave me the measurements. I was like spot on. I was off by maybe like a hair.
Wow.
And he was like, holy crap. So then I went back, I finished the prototype, and then we made it as close as possible to the actual prop, which is freaking cool. So this is like the plutonium that is in Back to the Future. So we're able to pour water in it. I should pour some like Perrier in it. Should I do that?
Dude, go ahead.
Should I do that?
Why not?
I don't think anybody's ever done that before. Like,
there you go, fucking Perrier. I feel bad for the listeners, but whoever's on YouTube right now, look at this.
This is baller, right?
I mean, how do you sell this shit right now? He's selling it right now with Perrier. Goddamn.
I wish I should have had champagne. That'd actually be a little bit more baller. So then, like, you pour water inside, and then look at that. That's kind of funny. And then you take it, and then you spin it, and then it drops right through.
That's so
just
cool.
Like in the movie. So I designed this. I was so freaking excited to get this out. And then like my buddy Hugo, he pushed me to like make it because it's like, dude, you have an acrylic company. You might as well just fucking knock it out of the park. And nobody's done anything at this accurate, you know, in the last 35 years since the film's come out. So I thought it was a pretty cool freaking move. And then the idea was it's like, okay, if I'm going to make these, I want to make it with, you know, a company that, you know, has licenses or kind of has their own stuff for it. So the idea was Anvil. They're the guys who made the original yellow case in the film. So like the original plutonium case, which they call the 1.21 gigawatts case. So I contacted them and I was like, guys, like you guys are like 40 miles from me. On top of which it's like, you guys make the case, I make the plutonium. It'd kind of be like a stupid thing for us not to partner up and like make something out of this. And our first meeting, we're shaking hands like, oh yeah, this is going to be awesome. So the goal is they started making the cases. They reissued the case from the film. I did the plutonium, and now we're selling it like in a pack. So that's like one of the coolest things. So now what was 2 cases, 3 cases, risers, peg stands, and all these fucking other cases for all these incredible lines like masters. We have so much stuff like on a boat right now. Like really Busters is coming up. Like we're doing like, dude, we're doing so much crazy shit right now. Like I have to like keep looking at a list just so I can like keep up. Like we just redesigned the new Black Series case. Like I just designed this.
That looks fucking awesome too.
So that it fits like the shape. And it's pretty cool. I saw online another company just started doing it, and I was like, haha, we're first, motherfuckers. So that's pretty cool. So we're first to do this, and other companies are trying to do it. So I mean, and now we're making crap like this. It's just mind blowing. And to think that we only started doing this, I started doing this in May, like officially May. So that's the crazy part.
Dude, it's insane, cabrón. Like you literally, like you said, you started from making some cases for yourself and fucking just a few months ago, and now you're making props and drinking out of those props. Woohoo! Damn.
I hope I don't get sick for doing that.
You might.
I just wanted to do that because everybody's asked me like, dude, why don't you make like a beer can or like a glass out of this? And I was like, dude, you know, it'd be cool if we made it like where you can like do a shot and like drop the shot down, like, you know. Just try not to choke on it so much. So, I mean, that's just kind of what Gonktoys is. And, you know, we've been growing a lot, and I mean, it's pretty fucking crazy, man. I mean, I'm sure you've seen all the annoying posts and everything of people.
Well, I blocked you because of the annoying posts, but you know,
thank you.
I've seen it.
Yeah, that's good. Like, there's a lot of good feedback on it, and I'm really excited. And it's just been a really awesome project because I mean, the majority of the time, like since the pandemic, I've been working from home. I still work at Jakks. I do all my Jakks work, and then I have my little side project. And then, you know, I'm always doing all these side projects, which is a lot of fun. So, I mean, Jakks is great. I've been there for, I think, 9-10 years now, just hitting there.
Wow. So
it's been an awesome journey being over there. I mean, like, that's kind of how we started, you know, hanging out and chatting. It's because all the work we did over at Jakks together. I mean, even stuff you would help us do, which is so incredible. It's like, God, now, you know, one of the best memories I have is, you know, with you is being over at Comic-Con when we're, you know, just walking around with our big figs and, you know, just holding hands, skipping through the aisles. It was just, you know, a really beautiful experience. And, you know, just to be, you know, it's been an awesome progress, you know, just for working at Jakks that whole time. And then, you know, meeting you, becoming, you know, the world's greatest, bestest friends in the entire world, you know, just
100%.
Yeah. And that guy, Jose, remember him? Like, where's that guy at?
I don't know.
Toy Soldiers. Like,
I know how he came out of nowhere too. He's like, yo, but what about my podcast invitation?
I know we're gonna have to get him on. Like, I want to jump in on that.
Like, so I thought, like, well, you know, you were on the text, so I'm gonna do one with you. I'm gonna do one with him, and then we're gonna do one together. Because I know when all three of us are together, this podcast is gonna go to shit. We're not gonna talk. It's just gonna be fucking crazy. So I'm figuring
it's gonna be fucked.
I figured let's do it.
It's gonna be terrible.
I'm gonna buy some bourbon. Like a whole bottle of bourbon, because we're gonna be 4 hours talking absolutely nothing.
We'll all three have to get the exact same bottle and drink the exact same amount until it's done, and then that's it. Last man standing. That's what it's gonna be. Hopefully you, so that way you can hit end, or you can have like,
no. We have to live stream it, because if we all pass out, the stream's just gonna be us like this.
Yeah, exactly the same way we handled Comic-Con.
Yeah,
together.
pretty much. You know, there's one night there. I don't know where I slept. I don't remember waking up. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Didn't we sleep like on the floor and like for Hall H
For
or
for what
something like that?
for one of those. Oh, we slept. Okay. So so this is a good story. Okay, because
Outside of the dirt.
we did not have I don't know exactly what happened. Jakks Pacific supposedly had some rooms for us, you know, him,
No,
myself.
that's right. They
Right?
did, but we came a night earlier. That's what it was. That's what it was.
And then we didn't have where to sleep, so we did not want to get raped. That was the first thing. And so we're thinking, we're trying to brainstorm where the fuck are we gonna sleep. Like, we have to sleep.
God.
You know, we tried at the like passing out somewhere, and then some security guard saying, oh, whatever. And then I don't know, I think it was both of us. We realized it's like,
Yeah.
dude, Hall H.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
like,
be protected. Like, we'll just lay on the fucking
exactly.
ground.
We'll be on, dude, and there's people everywhere. So that's exactly what we did. We did the line for Hall H.
Oh my God.
We woke up in the morning and just got the fuck out. Like, we never
Yeah,
went to Hall
everybody-
H.
Yeah, it was hilarious. People were like, okay, we're leaving now. They're like, you take our spot. They're like, wait, what? We're like, oh yeah, we used everybody here to sleep, so like
For
we'd be protected.
protection, dude.
They're like, what the fuck? So we get up. We're like probably all the way close up there too. People are camping out because they're there to
Dude,
see like fucking Kevin Smith or some shit.
we could have sold our spot for maybe $1,000. We were
Oh
so
my
close.
God.
Like,
I know. Then we just
and-
get up, wake
we
up in the
woke
morning,
up.
start the day again.
It's just that those people's faces were like, what the fuck?
They were so confused. Like, what? We're like, and we told them exactly what we did. We're like, no, we just stayed here because we were protected. We didn't have anywhere to sleep. And they're just like, they thought we were fucking crazy. Well, I mean, we are crazy. So, I mean, they were
God, that was
never
so
mind.
good. God damn it. That 2016, man, that shit was fucking
That
fire.
was
And I
2016,
think,
man.
yeah, dude, and I think I have that on video. I gotta check my 2016
Yeah.
San Diego Comic Con shit. For those of you wondering, if you're on YouTube, you can probably check that. I have the playlist. But that shit was
you
hilarious.
have it. It has
That's
to
one
be
of the
uploaded
greatest
already.
memories, man. Sleeping at
man.
Hall H because we were scared to get raped anywhere else, and we didn't have where to go. So we said, let's just go sleep at Hall H. Hall H. And for those of you who do not know what Hall H is the longest line for what is it? It's where all the big studios go for their panels.
If you want to see Star Wars, like, that's the line that you're gonna have to wait in to see. Like,
So people
J.J.
camp that
Abrams
shit
and all that crap.
from days before San Diego actually starts. Like, it's insane. It's insane. So we should, and we literally used it for as a bed, for protection and as a bed. Literally, that's it.
It worked out so perfect, and we were just laughing the next day, and we got our hotel rooms, and we're just like, I want to get back in that line and do some crazy shit with it. Like, these people, it was just so random and just so weird.
Dude,
like, what the fuck? Who are these fucking weirdos?
That shit was awesome.
And here we are now, man, years later, doing a podcast, like, just chatting about it. I mean, those are the fucking things that people take for granted. Those goddamn fucking awesome memories of being able to just camp out anywhere. Look at that.
Exactly.
Quality.
Dude.
That's just storytelling for this shit now,
that
man.
That shit. Oh my god, dude, that was fucking hilarious. I totally forgot about that too. It's just like,
we're gonna have to get you out here again for that, man. That was cool. One day when the world's back to normal, we're gonna have to do that again, because that was such a fun adventure. We did like the GoFundMe for you, and everybody chipped in. I know, everybody chipped in. All the subscribers, all the fans chipped in because they wanted us to hang out. They wanted you out here to get some coverage. It was beautiful, man. There's so many. You got a really good fan base. I mean, my fan base is pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't say fan base, the followers. They just like to watch me do stupid shit and like fail. That's like the favorite. They just like, oh, let's watch this idiot do something stupid this time. It's like, you have a fan base of people who really like you, and like, because you put out like the most quality of content. And I've always noticed that, and I was like, God damn, man, that is beautiful. You got some good people. My people are just mean. They just like, oh, fuck Tony. Let's follow and see what he does now.
Let's see him fail.
Let's watch him fail. Hopefully invest a bunch of money in this Gonktoys project.
I'm not buying any of those acrylics. Oh shit, he got some for the new Black Series. God damn. Wait a minute. Just one.
We get it from the other guys.
But hopefully he does his money. But let me just buy. Well, you know what? Let me buy 2. Oh damn. Oh damn. Let me buy 3.
Oh my god. Yeah. Then you're hooked.
They're hooked. I know. And then they turned, oh my god, Tony, I've been your best friend forever.
Oh,
it's like, shut up, bitch.
So many new friends. It's like, come at me, come. Oh my god, no, dude, it's this Gonktoys project has been awesome, and I I almost feel bad because I'm one of those guys that's always just like I hate when I hate looking at stuff I do or like create for some
Mm-hmm.
reason. It's just weird. Like I'm always like really because I over critique myself and just
We
feel
all
like
do. We all do.
it's yeah,
No
it's like
question.
it's never good enough. And just to see like the response of people has been really good. It's been really positive, and that was like one of the cool things that like from this like project was like, oh my god, I'm just gonna make something for fun. It's gonna be like a summer project, and then like no, now it's a business, and now it's like now with like all the freight and everything moving from like overseas back here, it's like I had to incorporate the company. I had to do like all these like logistics and all this crazy freight
Mm-hmm. Get
bonds and stuff
legit.
like that. And it's like, oh my god, it's like I just feel like it's almost like an accident. You know what I mean? It's just like a weird thing, just because I want to make cool shit for myself. So then I think, okay, if I want to make cool shit for myself and other people want to jump on it, then that's really cool because I
Beautiful.
mean, I just think like that's the beauty of all this stuff. If people actually appreciate the art and like craft of something that you're making, then I think that's just it. You feel like you're doing something great. And it's like me,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I'm making cases. I'm making I don't even know what you like a movie prop toy
Yeah.
action figure case. Like I don't even know what it just it does so
It's a
much. And
prop. It's a fucking prop,
it's
bro.
like it's cool. And then it's like, partnering up with the company Anvil that, they've been around for like almost probably like 60 years or more. They're big in the music industry for, touring, musicians and stuff like that, cases for equipment. And it's like to work with them for, Back to the Future to do this like case, it's just unreal. It's like, holy crap. Like, and to be doing this since May, like it's fucking November, and it's like I'm already like waiting on more shipments of new products and new things that are coming, and I already have like all this new stuff that I'm working on coming out too. It's like I'm not like a big pop collector, like
Mm-hmm.
I know you are, but it's like now it's like people are wanting or begging for pop cases and stuff like that. So if that happens, I'm gonna have to send you like at least 100 or probably like 1,000 of them if that ever happens. That way I
Mm.
could just get you cases or whatever the hell you need.
I love you. I love you. But
Yeah,
I
we'll have
sold
to we'll
I
have to do
sold
some.
all my pops.
What you did?
Yeah, yeah. I bought the camera that I use, like right here,
Oh,
and
well,
then I
never
have
mind.
and then I
Well,
have this
fuck
camera
you
right
then.
here. But
That's amazing.
hold up. I still got one pop. I
Okay,
still got Dr. Pepper. So if you get me one, then it'll be great. So I can put it on the thing. Bam, son. It's a wrap.
it's fucking through. I'm gonna have to make this very special one for you. In that case, it's gonna have to say
Oh,
something on it, like the very special P2 Poppy edition or some shit like that. It's gonna be great.
beautiful.
I'm gonna come up with something clever for you on that side. But yeah, man. I mean, shit. Like this is it. This is what I've been working on, and besides this, obviously, Vintage Star Wars Club has always been like it's been going. I think we're going on 6 years at the Vintage Star Wars Club now. So that's been fucking always growing and working with Romeo Ortiz, RPGLA_LA on that. We were partners. We always make little funny videos, and every time like we make a little funny video or something like that, I always think about all the creativity videos you make, and I'm always like, one fucking day, dude, like I want to go to Florida. I just want to hang out with you and just film for like a fucking week and just make some crazy content for stuff like that
Let's
because
do it.
it's just like, oh, it's just such a fucking tease seeing all this amazing stuff that you put out. And it's like, god damn, I just wish I was there. I just was hanging out with him, being around more creative people that do the same fucking art. It just drives me fucking mad. It's like, but
I'm
I
on
don't
the
know.
same
It's like,
boat.
I don't know. So that's going good. What else do I do? What else do I fucking do? Oh, my Gonkdroid account. That account sucks now. I don't even bother
No,
with
okay.
that.
So what is your obsession with the goddamn gunk droid?
Oh man, that goes way back.
Talk to me.
Okay, so the Power Droid, the 39090 Kenner action figure, which I have right here. I'll pull it out so people can see.
390090, of course. Yeah, yeah.
This is my favorite action figure because I think it's one of the weirdest, stupidest toys of all time. I love that it's a robot. I love that. I always thought it was funny because like it's a power droid. It's a droid that gives you power. So I always had this like imagination thing where he's like a cokehead or he's like a party animal. He's just like full of energy, like hyperactive, like ADHD, just like something where like that. I just always imagined something like that, like Gonkdroid. So then, it's a power droid, but then it took the name Gonk because it says Gonk in the film, and I just love like the idea of like hyperactive energy and stuff like that. So I just was like, oh, dude, Gonkdroid. I just think that's like a really cool name for a user, like a user account. So years back, I typed in Gonkdroid and Gonkdroid's available everywhere. So I was like, how is this possible? I feel like this is one of the coolest things of all time. Like this toy is so freaking cool. Like the little wobbly legs, so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
The way it look, it's just such a cool robot. It's just such a cool droid. It's just it's just weird, right? It's just dumb. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to explain. And it's like, it's relatable. I feel like I'm relatable to it. You know, it's just like it's a dumb, weird looking box. Like that's me. I'm a dumb, weird looking box. It's like, I don't know, but yeah, I know. So so it's just like it's just such a weird fucking thing, and I just want that username, and then you know I get the username, and then I start building my collection. You know, I'm posting everything about it over the years, and then people start calling me Gonk. They're like, "Hey, Gonk," and I'm just like, okay, that's kind of funny. That's kind of weird. Okay, whatever. Hey, you know what? It's good. They cross-reference, you know, whatever. And then it got to the point where people just like only call me Gonk now, and it's funny. And I'm like, no, my name's Tony. Like, please.
They don't know your
Don't
real
call me
name,
that.
bro.
Yeah, I was like, wait, it's Tony. And then and then everybody knows me now as like Gonkdroid, like Gonkdroid account, like our Vintage Star Wars Club. You know, it's ran by Gonkdroid and RPG Related. Now it's like, what would be a good name for Gonktoys? You know, the toy company. I was like, oh, I'll just call it Gonktoys because I mean, you incorporate my name, username Gonk instead of Droid, and you just put toys, what I collect. So I was like, I just feel like it went well. Like it just kind of morphed together. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what my session with the Gonkdroid is, and kind of why I called Gonktoys Gonktoys. You know what I mean? It's just a weird, based off of.
Now, are you gonna have droid. Disney coming for your ass because this is gunk?
No, no, Gonk is a word. Gonk is a word, man.
Okay. Just making sure, bro. I don't want the fucking Mickey Mouse coming at you, bro.
No. I had everything. I had a legal team and everything review a bunch of things. You know, I've had things looked at. I've had things trademarked.
He got a legal team, guys.
Yeah,
he got a legal team. I'm sorry.
Yeah. LegalZoom.com. No. No, I looked up a bunch of different things, and you know, I've done a bunch of research. Obviously, like I said, I've worked in the toy industry, so I kind of know where to look for certain things, and you know how to go about certain things. Like parody law, I've always been able to work with parody whenever we do mashups. Like whenever I worked with like Tim Mancina, on Mancina start doing like the Sith Fits. Like you know, there's a certain amount of things you can do when you make parody, a certain amount of runs and things like that. So with Gonk is actually a word there's actually a toy called a Gonk, like in the 60s, 70s or something. Like the word Gonk is just a word. Like Gonk is an actual word. It's actually like a name somewhere too. Like so, Droid. If I was to say Gonkdroid, that's just a username, that handle that I use. The company's not that. The company's Gonktoys. So
gotcha.
It's completely separate from there. But I'm sure there's other things that I'm probably fucking up on that I need to start changing, like maybe adding teeth on stuff. But I mean, like doing little things like that, it's fun. It makes it like kind of you know, kind of special, kind of different for now. But you know, I'm in nowhere. You're not seeing Gonktoys in Target or anything right now, so I'm not too worried about adding any crazy stuff like that. But you know, as the company builds, less things are going to be added. Like eventually, Teak's going to have to go away. Eventually, little things that I'm doing that are fun are going to have to kind of go away, and you know, put into an aspect. As the company grows, there's going to be a lot more that's going to change with it. You know what I mean? But at this rate, it's kind of like I'm starting to slowly move away from certain things that that would maybe get me in trouble. But since they're limited runs, I kind of feel like I've already pushed all that out, and I'm no longer kind of dealing with that sort of stuff. Because I mean, this was never supposed to be anything what it is right now. This was supposed to be like a project that was going to be fun for me, and then like the friends, and then now it's like holy shit,
just blown
it's
up.
Like now it's like to the point where it's like, okay, I have to get a warehouse. I have to figure out how I can get that in enough time and like start getting all this crazy shit, like hopefully by the end of the year. Because it's like, holy crap. Now I'm paying taxes. Like, goddamn. It's like, what the hell?
Now you're part of that 1%, bitch. You're part of that 1%.
Pain in the ass now doing this, People get away with it. So, I mean, it's something that, it's just so weird to do something like on your own when you're starting like a company and like, to go through it. And then, there's other things that we're working on right now that require licenses that I'm trying to acquire right now, and we have some deals that hopefully are going to be picking up the next year. So I'm really excited about that. I'll tell you off camera because some of them are pretty exciting. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and it's just like holy shit, man. Like I said, from May to now, it's like I would have never guessed like in a million years I'd be doing what I'm doing right now.
That's fucking awesome, dude. I'm happy.
Yeah, it's fucking exciting. Yeah, so hopefully I don't get sued.
Very nice. Yeah.
Don't sue me. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that's it, man. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And what's really cool is being able, like I said earlier, it's like being able to revisit other toy lines, because if you know me, what is my favorite thing collecting? Star Wars, vintage Star Wars. It's like collecting vintage Star Wars for me is like it's like meditation or something. It's weird. It's like when a piece comes, I'm staring at it for hours. I'm I'm putting it in a case now. Like before, I had them in those crappy clamshells, which even then it was just whatever, because like I only care about the toy really. So it's like
True.
the goal for me, like to collect. I finished my loose run. I have everything now except for like the DT Luke, I mean DT Vader, DT Obi-Wan, which are like those $10,000 figures. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like,
yeah.
but as far as like the actual run, I have the complete run. I completed my droids line, I completed my Ewoks line. So I did Star Wars, Empire, Return of the Jedi, Power of the Force, all vintage completed. And now it's like I started going back to collecting my carded stuff. Like, so now I think I'm like 40 figures in right now out of like, I think it's like 96 carded or something. I forget, because there's so many
Mm-hmm.
different variations right now. But the goal is like now I'm going for like my carded run, and then I'm going for other stuff which I never thought I'd be collecting like over the years. Like I just did like a Remco Monsters run, which I got like all 6 of the glow in the dark figures like from the 80s. Like I was like, holy crap, like it's something I've always wanted since I was a kid, and I got it just recently. Like, and which is cool because I needed to make cases. So now I'm making cases for those. So it's like everything that I've kind of always wanted, like, or never really focused on collecting, like over the years, I'm starting to revisit. And it's like, yes, I do have like my like Ninja Turtle like loose figures like from when I was a kid, but now it's like, dude, I want to go for like the first the 10 back run. And it's like,
Ooh.
holy shit. So it's like now I'm looking at everything completely different as I was like the last, like, I don't know, 10, 15 years of just collecting vintage Star Wars straight. It's like I'm kind of revisiting all these other vintage toy lines, and I want to like get at least like the first run of each one, or like now I'm like, fuck man, I want like the whole Jurassic Park like 90s like Kenner run. And it's
Woohoo.
like I'm going fucking crazy now, like just going after like all these different lines. Because like before, like my eBay, when you have like a save search,
Yeah.
like it would be like, oh, 12 back came up, or this returning the 77 back Luke or something came up, and I'm like, okay, sweet, look, and I'm like, all right. Now it's like my phone's fucking blowing up all day. It's like, oh, 10 back Donatello came up, soft head, and I'm like, oh
Oof.
shit. So like I'm looking at that, and another one comes up like Dr. Grant, like Jurassic Park figure, a new one
Mm-hmm.
came up that's like, and I'm just like, holy shit. So it's like I'm looking at all these different lines, and I'm just like, oh my God, like what the fuck have I done? Like what have I gotten myself into,
That
dude? I'm
black
just
hole,
like,
son.
I know. And it's like, and then, working on like the Back to the Future stuff, I've been doing like photo shoots. I've been able to go get like, like I've been working on my Back to the Future run, which is different from like collecting toys. It's more like props and stuff. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like what I collect. Like for instance, like I have like the camcorder and just like
Oh
a bunch
my
of random,
goodness.
like I have like, obviously the anvil case, a bunch of other stuff, like the skateboard. I have like all this stupid crap just laying around, but it's like, that's like a different thing for collecting. It's like I collect the props for that, but I collect the action figures of this stuff. So now I'm like, it's just nonstop now. It's just like, it was just a simple Star Wars vintage run that was now carded, and then now I'm fucking going after all these other things, and it's mostly because of this fucking Gonktoys project. Fuck this Gonktoys project. What the fuck am I doing?
We're done. We're done. It's canceled.
This
Just
is
today.
stupid. What am I doing? This is
This is the
stupid.
announcement, ladies and gentlemen. No more
Look, look
gunk
at
toys.
look at this crap. This crap out of here. I don't
For
want it.
real. For real.
I know. Like, what am I
Enough.
doing? It's just making me buy more stuff. Like, this is it's not supposed to be this way, right? Like,
Mm-mm. No. No.
I don't know. Who knows? Who fucking knows? I'm over it. But I mean, that's basically what like my collecting is, and it's funny because it's like now like my house, what was like a Star Wars house, like the whole fucking, like you're just seeing like where my desk is, like the whole. I mean, you've seen my Instagram or you've seen like videos, like you see like I have fucking Star Wars toys like throughout the entire fucking
Mm-hmm.
house. It's like a Star Wars collectible toy house. It's like a showroom in here. And it's funny, like when there's the cases and everything, like I'm pretty sure I'm the only person that has a complete Bendham's line in acrylic cases. It just looks so. It's like you have these like $3 toys in like these $25 fucking cases. It's just
Bruh.
it's so fucking stupid, but it's like it's just so hilarious to me to do something like that. It's like I'm able to revisit these lines and put these really awesome action figures that I grew up loving, like putting them on display and making them look nice inside my house. It's a weird thing. It's just a weird thing to just be into and to be doing, and it's growing. My collection's growing. I'm getting taller. I'm growing. It's just
No, you're not.
nah. I'm not
Nah.
getting taller.
Everything
I'm
else
still
is
small.
growing except you. Anything on your
Everything else.
persona, you yourself, nothing's growing, buddy.
Nothing's growing on me.
No, 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 no.
Nothing grow. I don't grow. Nothing grows on
Mm-mm,
me.
mm-mm,
Yeah,
mm-mm.
that's yeah. God damn it. But yeah, that's kind of what the hell's going on. Like,
That's
Yeah,
crazy,
like,
dude. I've seen all the posts. I've seen your acrylic
yeah,
cases. I had no idea it was this insane, like, and so fucking fast. Like, it's just
yeah,
boom. Look,
yeah,
it's to the point where right now I don't even know how long we've been talking, but it's all 45 minutes it looks like or whatever. But you've
oh
been
yeah.
talking nonstop about gunk toys, and it's just blowing my mind.
How
How?
much?
No. Just well, how much has transpired? How you started
Yeah,
from a simple idea? I just want to make acrylic cases for my goddamn toys, and then people
yeah.
asking, "Hey, or Jurassic Park or goddamn Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?" And you're like, "You know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna make some props. Hey, you want to make some props with us? Okay, no problem." And here you are making props. Like you're legit making. And not only that, but you love your passion for Back to the Future is amazing, and you're making props for this
Yeah,
shit. Like, bro, like this is
I
fucking
know.
like that's amazing, man. That's
Do you
amazing.
want? Dude, it's so weird, man. It's just so weird. I love doing this. I've always loved doing this stuff, and like one of my favorite things is like being able to like work at Jakks, was able to like help out on Star Wars and do stuff like that, making like nothing has excited me more other than making these cool fucking things, like
Now,
being a part of making cool things.
you work for Jakks Pacific.
Yeah,
You're IT, correct?
yeah. I've
Hopefully,
worked.
okay.
So I'll tell you kind of a little backstory because a lot of people always kind of get kind of weird with this. So when I started Jakks, I started working IT, and then I was put onto the Star Wars line because it was kind of like a brand new line that they've never worked on. So when they asked me, they're like, "Hey, can you help out on Star Wars and actually do IT at the same time?" I was like, "So basically, I'm gonna have two jobs. I'm gonna do this, and then they're like, well, how about you just consult for the Star Wars line and do everything?" So they had their design team, marketing, but at the time, they didn't really have anybody who had that extent of knowledge of Star Wars or anything like that. So when I got hired on, it was like, I'm gonna have two jobs over here. This is like the craziest thing in the world. I was like, fuck yeah! Like my boss is freaking amazing. Like everybody over there was like super freaking cool about the idea of me working on Star Wars and then doing IT stuff, like working with computers and crap like that. So I was like, all right, like I'm in. Like, what the fuck? This is the coolest thing in the world. Like, what the hell was it? And then so like all these Star Wars toys, like ideas were coming out, and then like everything was going on. They start coming. I'm going to these meetings, we're going to all these brainstorms and chats about like our big figs lines. Like, what should we make? Like, what should we do? What figure, like, does this look right to you? Does this look bad? Like, what lines, what figures do we need? Like, what, just anything you think of, like, about like Star Wars, everything that's come out. And it was just like, yeah, like I go to these brainstorms, give them ideas, and then we start going over. I'd be proofing them, like, no, this doesn't look right. We need to do this, and like going working with designers and shit. And it was just nuts. Like, it was so overwhelming even to like think about. I got to do this like in like what hell was like in my early 20s. I was doing this. And it was like,
Crazy.
holy crap, like I'm living the freaking dream right now. I'm helping out in Star Wars line. Like, this is the craziest fucking job I've ever had. Like, and I get to, I'm having fun. They're paying me to have fun.
You were in Cloud Nine,
So
I
yeah.
assum. You were in
Yeah,
fucking Cloud
yeah,
Nine. I
yeah,
mean,
for years.
it doesn't get any
Years.
better. It doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
I'm a Star Wars fan, and I'm working on making Star Wars
Yeah.
toys. Done.
Yeah, and it was never like my primary role. It was just like, I was consulting on it, which was like the coolest thing ever. But then all of a sudden it started being like, hey, we want you to go to the Comic Cons. We want you to do the panels. We want you to talk to the fans. We want you to do the PR, help out with PR, help out with marketing, doing photos and all that stuff. And it was like, I would have done all this shit anyways.
I would have done it for free.
Like, I would have been at this panel asking questions. I would have been, I would have been buying these, taking pictures of them, posting it myself, and tagging you guys. So it was like, this is fucking cool. And then, all that ended up being like, a couple hundred big figs in my house. Now, like, I have tons of these massive, like, I mean, there's a big guy right here.
Yeah, see Darth Vader back there.
Well, he's got another helmet on. Looks like dark helmet. But anyways,
Max.
It's like, I got like, Max.
Watch. Check this out. For those of you listening, I'm bringing in my son, my 4-year-old. He is dressed as the Mandalorian. Look at
Yes. What's up, Max?
Hi.
Hey, man, I just want to say I'm a massive fan of your videos that you make with your dad.
Hey, he said he's a massive fan of you, okay? He loves you. Mira, vete y cierra la puerta, por favor. Gracias, papi. I love you, buddy. Dude, he's been dressed like he loves the Mandalorian. Close the door.
Oh, dude.
Anyway, but yeah, it's just so funny because he's running around. All I see is the cape. Because for those of you who can't, nobody can see. But my doors for my office have glass, so I can see, you know, the kitchen and the living room, whatever. All I see is my son just running around, and all I see is the cape just.
That's so fucking cool. Oh
He's
my
dressed up
God.
as the Mandalorian. He just saw the new episode. Have you seen it yet?
Yes.
Okay, so you know, I'm sure. Okay, so every time at the beginning of each episode, you know, I talk. You know, there's a separate video. I'm sure
Yeah.
I already gave a spoiler alert, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking happy. I cannot wait. Bo on this episode, goddamn, bro. I am.
Yeah, dude. It was something else. I mean, everybody that I've talked to just jumping out of their seats. They loved it, and I'm still kind of like, it's overwhelming, man. It was one of those feelings that was just like I'm sitting back and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening right now? Oh my God. Like this,
Boom.
It was just so much to take in. And I watched it last night from the cabin, and, you know, I'm on like a smaller TV there, and I'm just kind of like, I'm like, this is like the weirdest thing ever. And I still want to go back and watch it again, like today. So I'm probably going to do
Hell
that
yeah.
tonight.
I'm going to watch it tonight. Yep.
I need like a in my house, watch it, like my TV, like situation, sound bar, like just ready to go. Like
everything.
Because I was just so overwhelmed and blown away. Like there's so much to take in. And this episode, like it touches like Clone Wars, it touches so much. And it's just like, what the, like, it's just crazy what this show has become. And, you know, the episode prior, I didn't really like too much. Did you like the episode prior? It was all right.
I enjoyed it. It was all right. It was all right.
It felt like a weird segue. It's a weird segue into this episode, but
exactly.
It makes sense. It makes sense. You needed this to get to there, but it was just like, holy crap! You get the first episode.
You get Boba Fett. You're like, whoa!
And then like the second episode, you get the frog.
And then
lady,
you get Bo Katana. You're like, what?
I know. It's like, what are we gonna get? What's the next episode gonna be like? We're gonna get like a fucking like the frog lady again. She's just gonna be like the fillers, like in between. Uh oh. What's going on? What's going on?
This is what we're gonna get next episode, bro. Right here.
Ah!
Right here.
Yeah.
There you go. In your face. Dude, I'm so excited with this fucking show.
We're gonna get like a filler before we get to
probably.
Yeah,
He's not gonna get to that planet that quickly. You know it.
There's gonna be something in between.
I bet you Moff Gideon's gonna be like, oh, is that the crap? Okay,
yeah.
Let's go fuck with this dude.
He's gonna get like diarrhea on the ship, like it's all ruined. He's gonna have to
well, you saw the ship.
I know,
the ship is like
up.
it's like stringed together. Like what the fuck, bro? Like fishing equipment everywhere. I'm like, wait, what?
Looks like a really bad like Sharky's like Mexican restaurant, like Baja, like just with all the weird props and shit. It's like, what the fuck? Like what? All right, makes sense.
but the fact that Bo mentioned Ash Katano, and I'm just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, dude, it's only getting better, and it's just one of those things where it's just I just can't believe that we're getting this. You know what I mean?
It's like, amazing. It's mind blowing.
We still keep getting blown away by things, and that just blows my fucking mind that that's possible. Especially at this point, it's just like, holy crap. I don't know. Were you big on the sequel trilogy? Were you just like the Kylo Ren, the Rey, and the Last Jedi? Were you in all that?
Was I big? Not really. Did I enjoy it? Sure. Okay, it was all right. Seeing what Favreau and Filoni are doing with the Mandalorian, I'm like, wow, you can really see the difference between that and that trilogy, and then you can, and not even that, but like the difference between the first movie, the second movie, the third. Oh my god, I'm over here choking. But like, it's like, I know. It feels like they didn't have a plan. There was no like.
No, they didn't. They had to not. I mean,
it was. I don't know. It was very just everywhere. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
Of course. You love watching a brand new Star Wars thing because before that there was really nothing. So when that came out, it was the first time we've seen like a Star Wars movie in a long time. You're like, oh my fucking god, yeah, woohoo! But then you're like, oh, okay. And then the Mandalorian came out. You're like,
No, that was funny when the Mandalorian came out. I was like, oh great, let's watch it. All right, let's see it. And then it was like, holy fucking shit, Star Wars is fucking back, and like, really this time? Like, what? Wait, they really did it? And it's like, it just blew my mind. It's just like, and I think like, everybody, a lot of people like this movie, which I don't understand. The Last Jedi, people swear that's like the best Star Wars movie, better than Empire Strikes Back and everything. And I just say, fucking, I don't understand it. I don't understand how people think that way. But it's also just like, Star Wars, like the Mandalorian is the greatest thing that's happened to Star Wars. Like it's just so damn good. And I'm collecting, which I'm like I said, I'm a primary vintage Star Wars collector, but I'm collecting the Mandalorian black figures, black
Awesome.
series figures.
Did you pre-order the crest? I forget what's the
The
name of
Razor Crest.
the Razor Crest?
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. Just making sure. I didn't because I'm broke. But I was
We gotta get
expecting
the
you
Go-
to do it.
Yeah, I ordered it. I ordered it. I think it was like the first day it was announced. And then
Nice.
all the unlocks were coming, and I was like, all right, like, fuck yeah, okay, cool. Then they did like the stand, and I was like, I would have made that. And then like the Jawa at the end, I was like, this looks like shit. It's like a soft goods Jawa with like the vinyl hat, and it looks like a turd poking out of a butthole. That's what it looks like. I think it looks dumb. I think it looks ridiculous, but
I
yeah,
haven't
it's like,
seen
why
it.
the fuck would you do that? Oh, it's so fucking bad. If you could edit that in, like put it right here, just put it like right here. It looks like a turd poking out of like a hairy butt. It just looks like shit. I don't know. You probably, I don't. Maybe you might want to edit that. I don't know. I don't like it, but it's one of those things. It's like I like the idea that they're doing this for the fans. Like, they're giving us an opportunity to get these bigger vehicles, because when you're when you're in retail, it's like you get a barge that's this big. You know what I mean? Like, was like 5 foot box.
Yeah.
You're renting and you're paying for the shelf space for that. You know what I mean? So the opportunity to buy directly from the manufacturer has been really awesome. And same thing for the Razor Crest, because we know that's going to be a massive box.
It's gonna be. Oh my god.
Delicious. Oh yeah, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be an awesome unboxing video. I promise I'm gonna be doing that once I get it, like we did for the barge. Romeo's gonna come over. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna stream us on Vintage Star Wars Club, opening it up and like doing some crazy shit with it. So
I'm looking at it right now. the Jawa.
Are you? Am I right? Like, am I right or am I wrong? Or am I? Maybe I'm just fucking crazy, and that's just how I imagine it. But I think
you have an obsession with buttholes, I'm gonna say, but okay. I'll take your word for it. It looks like something coming out of that butthole.
I mean, you're not wrong. So
it's an off-world Jawa elder. Okay, so it's just a normal Jawa. That's why off-world meaning butthole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got an off-worlder too myself.
Every time I go to the bathroom, I off-world. So
I'm gonna go off-world. No longer number 2. I'm gonna go off-world.
Oh,
I'm gonna hashtag that shit. But dude, yeah, I'm really excited for that. I can't wait till fall of 2021 to get it. Hopefully by then, we'll be able to go outside and life will be normal again. But
oh my god, dude!
I got my barge up here. I still haven't taken my barge to like the actual sand dunes yet. Which I've taken them to the beach, but I want to take it to the sand dunes where they actually filmed like the Sarlacc pit, because it's like only like 3 hours from me.
Really?
It's like the goal. Yeah, it's not that far. Like, I still want to take it, and I want to take like all the other figures and do like a nice day of toy photography out there. It's like, and I've had that thing for like 2 years now. I was like a year and a half, 2 years now. I forget how long it's been, but like I really want to take it out there and do some really cool get some really cool footage of it, and hopefully that'd be cool. But then the Razor Crest will come, and then I just bought the Slave One, the Vintage Collection Slave One.
Okay.
Best Buy. My friend Eric posted, Do You Mean Star Wars, Bro? He posted that the Best Buy had like a 25% off sale on it with free shipping. So I got it for like $100. It was like 113 or something like that. So
nice.
Was it him? Maybe it's my friend Darth Canty. I can't remember now. But anyways, one of them told me about it, and I picked that up. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get this, because when the Razor Crest comes, it's like I'm gonna have to do some like Mando, like the Slave One, and like the Razor Crest. They're like, Razor Crest is like the new fucking ship. You know what I mean? It's the new Slave One. So it's like I gotta have them both together. So I'll have like a cool display for that, hopefully, when the time comes. So it's goddamn, this shit never ends, man. It's funny. It's like we've been talking for almost an hour, and I'm just thinking about how many other million things I want to talk about revolving around toys.
It's a good time to be a Star Wars fan, a Star Wars collector. I mean, it's the Mandalorian is set. It's paving the way for some amazing shit. I can't wait for more shows to take it easy. Just tell a story, First, like again, Bryce Dallas Howard was the one who directed this episode, and she directed, I think, was the one with the ATSD episode in the first season.
Yes.
And both episodes I enjoyed the shit, especially this episode, especially the shot of the ship. I forget what the name of the ship is. But the Imperial troopers are like the Empire ship or whatever. Where they get in.
The Imperial troop transport.
Exactly where they're going. Like that shot, Whatever. I'm just being a
Oh,
bitch
it's
here,
beautiful.
but shot.
No,
So,
no, no, no. You're saying exactly what I feel. I'm like, oh.
so I know, right? Like, you get me.
I know, I
Everybody else
know.
is like, what the fuck is he talking
Like,
about? People
oh, it's
listening to the
fucking great.
podcast are like, wait, what? But
Your wife's in
anyways,
the other room, like, oh god.
but I think, I mean, she's been doing an amazing job, and the fact that they're bringing just, it's amazing what they're doing with the Mandalorian. I just, Ludwig with the music has been fantastic. Favreau, Filoni with the stories and the fucking characters and the way they're, oh my god, dude, it's just so, literally, Favreau is holding the entire Star Wars fucking universe in his fucking bag right now. He's just like,
Oh
yeah,
my god,
baby.
he is. He 100% is, and he's fucking doing it. I
Fucking
it's
killing
weird.
it.
It's weird to see this guy, like, he did, like, Iron Man. He started the MCU and
But even
everything. And then,
before that, he was just like a comedy
yeah,
actor,
yeah,
dude.
comedy
Like,
actor.
you're
Vince
like, what the
Vaughn,
fuck?
him and Swingers made and all this. But
Exactly.
then you realize this guy's brain. He's
Wow.
the guy to save Star Wars. You know what I mean?
He started the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
Okay,
and he
started
saved Star Wars.
and now he is starting a brand new book in the Star Wars universe, which is this whole storytelling via TV, essentially, not movies, just taking his time, few episodes, and there should, I mean, like, it's amazing. I am mind blown that this guy is so fucking amazing. Yo, Farbo, if you're watching this, I need you in this podcast, bro. We need to talk about this shit.
He's definitely watching this. He's like, oh, is it Gonktoys? Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm watching this for sure. He's watching it for sure. He's definitely watching.
Sure, he is.
Everybody who's watching this, you need to tweet this podcast, this one specifically, to Jon Favreau. You have to do it. And if you get it successfully, then he gets to be on this show. P2's going to give out one of his action figures signed by P2 and Jon Favreau, maybe. I'm saying it for him right now. And he'll give it to someone.
God damn. Out of that 300 people that have watched this shit, I know Jon Favreau is one of them. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Of course he is, man. He's watching. He cares.
But
he's got the whole world in his hands, He's got the whole Star Wars world in his hands.
The whole Star Wars universe. I got the whole.
He's got the whole.
It's so good, man. It's so good.
Oh yeah, I'm loving it, man. It's only getting better, and it's going to continue this way for a little while, just based off how everything's been going. I can't see it changing anytime soon. And, with everything going on right now, the way it is, and how they're still able to crank out these shows, and how they're already planning season 3 next year, how Obi-Wan's coming out, they're doing the Cassian Andor series. They're already talking about like the Ahsoka spinoff or something. They're talking about Boba Fett. They're talking about all this crazy spinoff shit, and I'm all fucking for it, man.
Me too.
I'm all 100%. Fucking for it right now. Too. There is that dark time of Star Wars when there was no Star Wars. Like, if you saw someone wearing a Star Wars T-shirt, you were like, "Hey, you, Star Wars!" Like, you do now.
Yeah, after the last prequel, what a gap.
You see that shit everywhere now, but even to the point for me, it's like I see it everywhere, but I'm happy. I'd rather it be like this than when it wasn't. You know what I mean? Because there was a time where if I had to like explain Star Wars to somebody, like it was just like it was like fucking pulling teeth if some people listen. Now it's like there's so much interaction with people really enjoying to hear about Star Wars, which is fucking weird to me. It's like, it's like, oh man, I can never really get bored. I could talk nonstop for like an hour on a podcast, and it's just about Star Wars, and it's like I can get away with that. It's like, holy crap, this is entertaining to some people to listen to people talk about Star Wars for an hour, and it's like I wish I had this when I was like in my teens. Like maybe I would have like had girlfriends or something. It would have been just not toys and kissing my hand. It would have been a lot different.
I'm over here practicing kissing people. It's so true.
Oh my, wow. What have we become?
But okay, so question to you. Obviously, you're a huge Star Wars fan. What got you into Star Wars? When did you realize cognitively that you were like, I'm a Star Wars fan?
Okay, I have like two really big memories of this. The one I've always talked about was my aunt Sherry. She, my mom's sister, she would babysit me, and she would give me like her action figures, like from the 80s, like the vintage ones, because I was born in 86. So I missed all that, all the
you're younger than me?
God. Yeah, I know. I'm a younger guy.
Let me get out of here, guy. I'm an old man.
But no, you look amazing though. It's gorgeous, man. Whatever the sun does to you, it makes you shine. But no,
it's that Puerto Rican skin, bro.
It is definitely. It's that Puerto Rican. It's that Puerto Rican glow, baby. Yeah.
Enough,
So,
enough. Your aunt.
my aunt's gonna call me. I'll be like, what the fuck?
So
No,
your aunt collected figures? Is that what?
yeah, she had a bunch. She wasn't like a collector, but she collected like a bunch of random
That's
things
crazy
like
awesome.
NASA. It was just weird what she was into, and so she gave me some, and then she would show me the movies, and it was weird because like I loved them, but I never understood the concept that there was three different movies. It all kind of just blended into me. So like when we'd watch one, I'd be like, "When's Java coming?" Like it was weird, like and then as I got older, like my mom, like they would buy me like Bendhams and stuff, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is fucking cool!" Like early '90s, now I'm like 6, 7, 8 or whatever old I was. I have like the Bendhams, and I'm playing with the
Yeah.
fucking Bendhams, and that's all I had. And then I had like the other vintage ones, which didn't really register in my mind that they were different. They just, they coincide with each other. And then my sister's boyfriend, he I maybe they're married at the time, I forget. And I'd go over there and he'd be like, "Oh, we're putting on fucking Star Wars, dude." And I'd be like, "Oh, sweet. Like, oh, I know Star Wars. I'm a little kid." And like I feel like he really introduced me to the concept that there were multiple films and like how the story arcs like kind of built. And then that's kind of where it was like more relatable. And then when 95 came, like the orange card line, that's when like the Power of the Force and the reissued,
Yes,
that's when
sir.
like that's when it was like, wow, I don't need these shitty, like Bendhams now look like shit to me as I'm looking at
Mm-hmm.
these super macho fucking like Masters of the Universe, Power of the Force Star Wars figures, and like
Fucking
I
Luke
started
with that
collecting
big
all.
ass chest. Bam,
Oh,
bro.
dude, he's a beast, like. And I started collecting those, but then he kind of showed me the concept of open one, save one in the package, and then hang it up on your wall, like display it on your wall. So then I would have those, I'd hang them up on my wall with like the thumbtacks, and then I'd open the ones, and I'd have the ones like I'd play with, and I'd have like, I wouldn't like play Star Wars like the way like kids would. I don't know, maybe it was just weird, but like we'd make like cities, and I'd be like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
god, like I need an R2 or something. Like, I don't know where my R2 is. And I look up at my wall and I'd be like,
Oh shit.
oh shit, should I just open it? Should I just open it? And I would sit there and I'd probably think for maybe like 10 minutes. Like I remember like, no, I start playing like, oh dude, I need like an R2. And fuck it. Like I go there and I'd open it and I'd put it in there. And then immediately like OCD kicks in and I'm like, oh shit, there's a gap on my wall. And I'd be like, Mom, we got to go to the store. Like, I got to go to KB. I got to go to Walmart. And then
You got a new
like,
one.
yeah. And then like, a couple days would go by or whatever. And then like, I'd have a little bit of money or whatever. She'd take me into the store. Like my dad would take me to the store. And then like, I fucking put it right back up on there. It's like its hole was filled and then I'd feel complete again. And it was weird because it was like, I remember that anxiety, like a feeling like, oh my God, like there's a hole in that wall now. Like there's a gap. It's not complete. Like it's complete here. I have my loose collection, and then it's like I have it there. And then as I'm now, I'm 30. I'm gonna be 34 now. My collection is, I have every single figure loose, but now I'm going for that gap now. That's right
The
behind me.
carded
It's
stuff.
like, yeah, it's like I'm doing. It's in a sense, it's like I've come full circle where I'm doing the exact same thing I did when I was like 7, 8 years old. I'm now doing that again in my 30s where I'm like, oh my God, I have all the loose, but now I gotta put them back on the wall. I gotta put those, carded figures there so I can feel complete, because all this does is just give me fucking anxiety. Like I can't sleep at night. I can't eat. I used to be 300 pounds, and then now look at this. Like I can't function. Like yeah, it's crazy to think that way, that I've always felt that as far as collecting. So that's what got me into Star Wars, and a lot of it was based off the movie. It was also the toys. It was kind of like both of, it was the whole package. It wasn't just like I was obsessed over the films and then I collected the toys. It was, I was obsessed with the films and I was obsessed over the toys at the same time. It's like if I was watching a scene, I would have that figure in my hand while the scene's happening in the film. You know what I mean? And if I didn't
I know
have
exactly
that,
what you mean, bro.
it's like if I didn't have that, like I would panic in a sense. It was just weird. So yeah, of course,
You're describing my little kid right now. My little kid
yeah.
does that. Like he has. So I still don't have a Mandalorian figure, but I do have Jango Fett. I do have a Boba Fett and blah blah blah. So every
Yeah.
time he's watching like that, or he's watching Transformers, I have a shitload of Transformers figures because of course I'm a Transformers fan. And you
Yeah.
see him replicating whatever's on TV. Like if fucking Hot Rod's
Oh
on
my
TV, he grabs a
God.
little Hot Rod and whatever. So it's what I used to do. Is clearly what you did. It's what I'm sure a bunch of us used to do when we were little kids, and there's it's amazing because it never clicked with me. I never really thought about it until I had a kid. How
Yeah.
amazing it is to not only watch something on TV, but have that thing that you're watching on TV in your hands.
Oh my God, it's
Bro,
so
your
crazy.
creative juices just fucking bubble out of your goddamn brain. It's
Yeah, man.
amazing. So like, dude, he's watching shit like Gundam. Like he's little by little getting into Gundam, you know? Of course he doesn't understand what the fuck's happening. He sees the
Yeah,
robots, that's
yeah.
what he likes. But I have so many goddamn Gundams, so little by little, I'm like, oh, here you go, you can have this Gundam. He sees the core fighter, which by the way, I have right here because he keeps like bringing it
Yes.
apart, so I had to put it together. So he sees the core fighter. So I'm like, Papi, he knows that the one that this one's from, like you can turn it into the Gundam, and he's like, so put it into the Gundam. So I put it into the Gundam. He turns the core fighter, whatever. So the point is that he just gets so goddamn excited, and he just creates his own world. It's happening on TV, but at the same time, he's creating his own imagination, which is I'm sure what we used to do. I have no memory of this. But like he's only 4 and he's fucking doing all this
I
shit right
know.
now. Bro, it blows my mind.
Oh my God, it's so freaking cool how that is, man.
It's so sick. It's so sick watching it. I know I did that and here I
Yeah,
am experiencing it from the third person, just
yeah.
if that's why you
You
call
you
it. Like
you
it's
you're
just
you're you're watching yourself, your younger self, do it basically because it's the
it's
exact
oh my
same thing.
god.
It's just mind blowing. It's so
It's yep.
it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to be a collector like this and to have these sort of hobbies and to it's just it's weird though. It's weird just being a toy collector, being obsessed with these different fandoms, but
Mhm.
living through it, reenacting it, and now people are dressing up, and it's just so cool to be a part of all this and to see it finally like
Now
taking
it's I
place. You know
mean
what I mean?
just in the last
It's cool.
decade it's become
It's
it's
cool.
cool. It's
It's cool.
cool.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
wasn't always like this. That's the funny part.
No.
It wasn't like this at all. Like I
Mm-mm.
always tell that story about like I was like I think it was like 18, 19. I was on a date and date went really well. We went back to my apartment and then the girl walks in and then she walks in and she looked at my place and she was like, "No, like
Oh,
this is weird
come
and you
on.
have a bunch of toys." And I was like, we were just like making out like at the bowling alley, like, and she's like, "Yeah, I gotta go." And I was like, "All right, like, yeah, sorry, this is weird for me." And like that was it was like the weirdest thing ever. Like Star Wars is weird. Like this is weird. Like you have all these Star Wars, like Star Wars and stuff like that. You're a nerd. Like so that ended, and then I said like it was like a mutual friend, and then like years later, that girl pops up like on my Facebook, and she's like wearing a Star Wars T-shirt. And I thought that was like the funniest fucking thing in the world. I was like, wow, because that's that time frame from like
Yep.
when I was like 18 till about like 20, well, actually way before that, maybe like 12 or old till maybe like 24 or whatever. It was not cool to be a nerd, like to collect these things. Like it was just really weird. Like girls were weirded
Mm-hmm.
out by it. Like dudes were like, "Oh, you're fucking lame for liking this stuff." Like none of my friends growing up, that because I was like into like punk rock and like skateboarding. Like I always kept like my collecting and like all my Star Wars stuff like secret. I didn't tell any of like my Star Wars. I mean, any of my
You were a
like my
classic collector.
yeah, like I didn't tell any of like my punk rock friends, like or my skater friends that like I was a big collector. It's like would they come over to my house, they'd just be like, "What's all that?" And I'd be like, "Oh, it's just stuff I've had for the years." No one really knew that I was like going and collecting and like doing all this stuff. And it's like I'm sure like my friends were a little bit older than me at the time. I'm sure they knew, but they were just like, "Ah, whatever. He's cool. His mom
Mm-hmm.
his mom's takes us to the mall and like he has nachos over here, so we'll hang out with him still." It's probably like that or something. It's just weird, like to be where we're at now. It's unreal, man. And it's like I would rather live in this time than I would before when a lot of people like that idea of like, "Oh, I like this band and I don't want everybody to hear about this band." You know what I mean? I want to keep this band for me. You ever hear like people
Nah.
like that?
Of course,
It's
of
like
course.
there's so many people like that, but it's like I've never been like that. It's like I want this band to get bigger. I want
You
this
want people
franchise
to
to get
hear it.
bigger
Exactly.
so that they
Boom.
continue to grow and to continue to make more art. Because if the art, if it gets stopped, if for instance, like if a band they don't make it and like you kept them a secret for all, you don't promote them or something like that, they're gonna have to stop because they're not gonna be able to pay for it, to make a living
Exactly.
or to do something like that. And you're not able to make something when you're doing this art. It's sad because like it's such a creative and just beautiful thing, music or collecting toys like these franchises like Star Wars. It's like you want this to succeed so that you can get more from it, and then you can watch your passion succeed, so it creates more art. Like, I just think that's kind of like how I've always thought, and I've always misinterpreted how like people have always been like, oh, I want this just for me, I want this for myself. I'm like, I kind of get it. Maybe it's like a selfish act, but I think maybe they don't understand. You know what I mean? Like what it really takes to make something like this, continue to grow. So that's kind of where I've always been with it. And yeah, man, I guess for a while I was a little bit like, keeping it a little secret to my friends that I wasn't collecting and doing stuff like that. But that's mostly because probably I just didn't want to get my ass kicked,
But I bet you if like Team Armstrong would have been like, I collect toys, I would have been like, fuck yeah, Rancid, let's go.
Oh, I know, right? I think it was Sid Vicious who said like he refused to tell people he liked the Beatles or the band because they'd kick his ass or something like that because he's in the punk rock band. So I think it was him. I forget who it was, or maybe John or someone there. But yeah, that's kind of what I feel about that whole thing and how Star Wars is, and I love how it is now. And God, man, I can't wait for fucking episode 4 now. The man, I'm probably gonna go watch part 3 again right now.
Me too. I'm literally when we're done here. It's like what I'm gonna do, bro. Pour myself a little wine and go watch some fucking Mandalorian again, bro. Because that fucking episode had my juices flowing, bro. It was so good.
Oh yeah.
God damn, brother. Listen, Papi Chulo, I appreciate your time, dog. I appreciate your time.
Hey, man, I'm so glad, and I'm really, really happy you're doing this because you're one of the coolest, most creative like people I've ever met. And the idea that you're making more art and you're continuing now, you're transferring to podcast is amazing. And they're fucking hilarious and they're informative and they're fun. Like, you pick good people to put on here, and I think you made a really terrible decision putting me on here. So this is probably the worst. This is the worst call you've ever made, but I'm gonna support it. Okay, it's the worst call because as a friend, you're supposed to support your friends. So I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
I love you, bro. I appreciate it,
man.
man.
I love you too, man. Mwah.
Are you rested after that whole Kevin shit, or are you still fucking?
Yeah, no, I'm rested. Honestly, I was planning on taking a nap. But I got in this morning from my trip around like 4 or 5 a.m. and I laid down for maybe like 3 hours, woke up, and it's been nonstop since. Like right when I messaged, I was like, let's do this podcast like in 20 minutes. Like, I had just gotten home, and then you were like, oh, give me a little bit more. I was like, perfect. Like, give me some time to like straighten up, like start putting my stuff away. Then you're like, oh, now I'm like, oh fuck yeah. Then I came and just sat down. So yeah, I definitely didn't rest, but I'm just full of energy because this is just so much fun. This is fun. Talking about this shit, it's all I want to do, That's why I don't want to put my phone down because I'm seeing all this cool stuff that's happening, like in Instagram, and Hanslab's posting this, and people are asking all these questions, and it's just so much fun, man.
It's fucking awesome. Hey, when am I gonna get the big Boba Fett that you promised me? Yeah. Where's that at?
Oh man,
I don't want to put you on the spot here, but like, where the fuck is my goddamn Boba Fett at, bro?
I'm gonna have to make you a special custom one. Unfortunately, that guy isn't being made, but I think
I know he's not being made.
I'm gonna have to just make you a custom one. The only one to exist is in my living room right now.
Yeah. Okay. So, send it over.
I'll have to figure out a way to get that to you.
Now, why the fuck isn't one of the most loved characters in goddamn Star Wars not being made?
What do you mean?
Well, that big size is not being made. Why isn't Boba Fett getting made? Did Boba Fett? What's going on? Whatever happened? I mean, if you could talk about it, of course.
I could talk a little bit about it. So basically, the Big Fig line is done. We ended it for a while. There's no plans right now to bring it back. The idea was, we did everything. Toys R Us, a lot of places. Like, we lost a lot of storage to put these figures. They require a lot of space, and like exactly kind of like how Hasbro did like the the barge, they crowdfunded, like, because imagine putting that inside a place, you know what I mean? And then I think, and I've heard this a lot of people from the industry, I'm not saying for Jakks or representing it from that side, but like a lot of sales and stuff like that in companies started depleting after Last Jedi because the movie did poorly for merchandise. And we were banking a lot on making newer action figures for the sequel trilogy, and then people were seeing it and they weren't wanting to buy. So, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, well, do we want to continue to make, the Rise of Skywalker toys, after Solo and like do stuff without really knowing what the character, stuff was. And then it was time for, it was a good break. So we didn't renew the license. And, the fact is, we made these really amazing figures, and toy companies, a lot of brands, stuff like that, they always go back and sometimes revisit lines and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's been brought up like, hey, maybe we revisit it, maybe right now it's not the time, but it's one of those things that I believe that over time that it's a very strong possibility that it can happen again, that they could bring it back. As of right now, there are no plans. And,
Gotcha.
I would love nothing more than to be making Mandalorian figures right now and having all that stored
Oh
inside
my
my
God,
house. You have
dude.
no idea how much I want that, but it's one of those things where it's just it might not just be the timing right now. We might be able to revisit this and hopefully have something happen in the next couple of years, if not sooner. So who
That'd be
knows? Who
dope.
knows what the future will be bringing? I mean, shit, we didn't even know that they were going to be making an Obi-Wan series and all this new stuff was coming out. It's still like an overwhelming time, and we're banking a lot on Mandalorian, and Mandalorian's doing really well. But maybe who knows if Obi-Wan does really well, and then Case and Endor does really well. We have all these new Star Wars brands that we can start making cooler
Mm-hmm.
things and not just banking on Mandalorian. It might be worth to get a license again and to actually start making new stuff. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of how I would do it. I'd kind of wait a little more just to kind of see what Star Wars is really going to be capable of. Mandalorian, I'm sold, but when you're spending millions of dollars on licenses and making these figures, you want to have a stronger backbone. You know what I mean? Like the prequel
Yeah, you
trilogy,
want to make money. I mean,
we
you're making
had it.
figures to make money, so
Yeah, like prequel trilogy, we had it. We knew it worked. The OT is always safe bet. We can make anything from there. The sequel trilogy, you don't really know what figures to make. You know what I mean? Like what to bank off, because you have to make these things like a year prior to the movie releasing without knowing
mm-hmm.
any story and stuff like that. So you're kind of gambling, and when you're gambling with that kind of money, it's kind of scary. So I think if it was me, I would, to be somewhat of a small company or big company, right? Like if it's me doing it right now myself, I would wait just a little bit more till the timing's right. That's just what I think.
Gotcha. That
But
makes sense. That makes 100%.
Hasbro, they got the master license. They do whatever the heck they want,
Hasbro,
and it's
fuck,
like,
dude, come on.
and I love Hasbro, man. I love what they're putting out. It's fucking awesome. I mean, I think some of the stuff that they've been putting out, like even the Razor Crest, is one of the coolest things ever. And I don't really care too much for those holiday figures. I think they're kind of funny, but I kind of like
Yeah.
that weird I like that weird quirky parody shit. So I'm in. It's just a funny thing that I think they're doing, and I think they got some cool people over there having fun. As long as they got fans working on the line having fun, I think that's like the biggest part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. So about that, yeah. Stop putting porn. We're not done
I'm trying to open this gate. Somebody's here. It's so freaking funny.
yet.
Here, give me 1 sec so I can open
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Since he pointed it out, I try not to make it so it's like so over
This
the
guy over here,
top.
for you guys listening, he's like talking to me, and then he extends his hand
I know.
with a controller or something. So I'm like, "What are you doing? Like turning on the TV, putting a little porn? What's going on, bro?"
Here, let me do a quick little walk too, just to kind of show you guys kind of
Oh,
because this is video too. So this
hell
is like
yeah.
the Bendham wall that I've been working on
Oh
right here.
my god, dude!
There's that
Wow.
handsome man that did that Jakks Pacific box up
Nah,
there.
he's not
when I did
handsome.
the
Whoever
Han
did that,
Solo.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
And then I'll show you the Boba Fett. So this is some of the display cases, the AT-ATs and display cases and stuff that I've been working
So
on.
you call
for
them
Gonktoys.
AT-ATs, not at
Yeah.
ats?
I'm an AT-AT guy. I mean,
Okay.
there's some ad guys, and then I got my homie Pal, and then there's the Boba Fett you were talking about.
Oh my god, delicious.
I know, 48 inches.
The
like my
only
son.
one ever exists is in his
That is very
goddamn
true.
house.
That is very true.
This,
So there's a lot of cool things over here, man. I mean, I'm constantly surrounded by inspiration, and working on this stuff is just extremely important when you're creating to stare at this stuff all day. I mean, just like your house and like how your room is set up. I mean, you just have to turn, and you're constantly
fuck yeah, baby.
You're constantly inspired to make something and to do something. So it's really cool.
100%, 100%. Listen, before we go, and
Yeah.
I ask this question to pretty much anybody who's a Star Wars fan, like sci-fi. Do you watch The Expanse?
The Expanse.
On
What?
it's on Amazon Prime.
No, I've never heard of this.
Okay, so The Expanse is a show based on books, okay? And it's one of the greatest sci-fi shows for me personally out there. They try to get everything like it's like 200 years from now, whatever. They try to be as real, scientifically perfect or whatever. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
All right.
So you as a Star Wars fan, you like space, you like sci-fi, I highly recommend you check it out.
All right.
Okay? It's on Amazon Prime. I don't know if you have Prime.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
Enzo's got me, man. He's got me.
The Expanse. It's fucking amazing. please check it out. Okay.
I definitely will.
I'm not getting paid for this, but
I fucking
just need to
promise
check it
you,
out.
man. Would I ever fucking lie to you?
Listen,
Come on.
listen. The first season, the first few episodes are a little slow. There's a lot of story building, but once it ramps up, bro, season 2 is fucking crazy. Season 3 is insane. Season 4 is a little more mellow, but the payoff is amazing. And season 5, I don't even know what the fuck's happening. I'm excited. The acting is great. The music is fantastic. The writing is great. I'm telling you, it's a really good fucking show.
The amount of enthusiasm you have just talking about it right now sold me. I don't even want to watch. I love
this fucking show. Do not.
I'll just have you reenact the trailer. Because I fucking know you would.
I fucking would, dude. I fucking would. You know it. God damn it. Hey, Tony, thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate it so much, Papi. You take care, brother, and good luck with Gonktoys, and keep fucking kicking ass, bro.
As long as I have you, I'm gonna keep doing it, man. Because it's all for you, really. I fuck Gonktoys, fuck everything. It's just about you. Thank you so much. No, really, thank you so much for having me. Like I said earlier, this is such a cool thing that you're doing, and I've been waiting for this. It was only a matter of time before you said, "Fuck it, I'm doing this podcast, and it's gonna fucking happen. It's gonna fucking kick ass." But I do think the worst thing you ever did was have me on it because I suck. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Take care, brother.
Soon. All right.
Later.